Alrighty guys, you ready for box 2 of the penny challenge? Enigma coin collector was so generous as to swap a box with me. So this is the box that he sent me. I also sent him a box. I believe he's got his video up before me because I'm a slacker. But anyhow, I wanted to throw a great thank you out there to Enigma coin collector. I really appreciate you sending the box. You are the first to get me a box. I actually have another box en route. So we've got a third hunt coming up in the near future. This particular box has not been opened because it has the holes in the bottom, so we were able to verify that it was circulated. So let's tear into it and see if there's anything juicy on the top. And there's nothing screaming at me as a wheatie or a foreign. So we will bust into these rolls and we'll keep track just like we did last time. And we'll see how good this Pennsylvania box does. This box is actually bordering New Jersey. So it's going to be interesting. It's really close to Philly, actually close to New York City as well. So this should be a fun hunt. I'll see you when I have a first find. Well, that didn't take long. Roll 1. I actually just opened it up. These rolls have a little bit darker of a coloring to the wrapping that I'm accustomed to seeing, which is interesting. And they're rolled much tighter. So when I unrolled this, it kind of folded in on itself. That's why it's in a U like this. But look at that. We've got ourselves our first wheating, and it's probably going to be a 40s. 1944D. First wheatie on the board. How amazing is that? Roll 1. All right, we'll get back when we find something else. Roll 7. Pretty interesting find. I guess this is going to be marked as a foreign, but it's a treasury seal from Denver. He told me that I'd find a bunch of Philly, and I find an uncirculated Denver treasury seal. These normally come with mint sets. This one actually looks like it's been around for a while too. That's pretty cool. First time I found something like that in a box. All right, I'll add it to the board. Back to the hunt. Roll 18 will yield our first foreign, our first real foreign, I should say. A 1964 from Canada. Halfway decent shape for a 64. Add it to the board and get back at the hunt. Same roll. We've got a second Canadian, and this one's almost brand new. Well, the last year the Canadian's just a couple years later than this, but this one's still in really nice shape. Whoop. We will add this one to the board. Canadian number 2. Roll 24. We've got ourselves another Canadian. I think this box might be from Michigan or New York, 1976. So that is our third Canadian, still on a single wheatie so far, almost halfway through. But you'll notice we've been running into a ton of these newer. They're not new. They're 17, actually 16, 17, 18, and 19s. Tend to be about half the rolls, I've been thinking. But we'll keep on. Roll 45. I know it's been a while since you've seen me. This has been a really unusual box. But we do have another wheatie. It's a 1944. And this one's a little bit more beat up. I believe our other one was a 44 as well, if I remember correctly. It was. It actually was a Denver, though. So we have a pair of 44s. just the second wheatie of the box. I did not come in for these 09s because I don't normally come in for them. We have found a little bit more than an average. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 09s already. This stack here is going to help me fill some holes that I still have in the book. These are 4 foreigns so far, and these are some ones that I'm going to check to see if we can upgrade. But the box has been pretty tough so far. It's been a lot of zinc, but there's been a lot of variations to check for. I just haven't scored any great variations yet. So we'll get back to the last 6 rolls and see what we can gather. Alrighty guys, time to wrap up this box. First, I'd like to thank Enigma Coin Collector for the trade. It was very generous of you to be my first donator to swap boxes with me. Not really a donator, but you were the first one that enabled me to get my first state box. Thank you much again. The box was definitely light on wheaties. We ended up with only 2 wheats, but you get what you get. That's just what happens sometimes. The wheats we had were a 44 and a 44D. We did have ourselves 4 foreigns. I'm counting this as a foreign. This is a treasury seal. I've never got one of those in a box, so that was definitely a cool find. I'm going to add it to the book in one of the empty holes that I have, simply because it's a US coin, technically speaking. So I'm going to put that in one of the blank holes. We had a 64, a 76, and a 2010 Canadian. For the 2009s, we had a total of 8. These are the ones that are not going to upgrade. We did have 2 that will either fill a hole or that will upgrade what's currently in the book. For our hole fillers, we're going to end up filling 11 spots. We're going to fill the 44D, which is the wheat we had. We're going to fill the 59D, the 76D, the 69D, the 89D, 2008D, 2011D, 2012D, 2013D, and then for the 09s, we're going to have the formative years. This, I believe, is going to be a filly. It is. And then for the presidential years, I believe this is also a filly. 2009s tend to be a little bit light when I'm going through my boxes, at least personally speaking. So this was a little heavy on the 09s. I don't normally find that many. This was a total of 8 for the box. We did have 554 grams of copper. I decided to go to grams versus ounces. I did do ounces in the last video. And it's a little more precise with the grams. It'll give us a much truer reflection of what we're finding. So the last box, we had 33 ounces. I just converted that to grams. So that would be 935 grams. I would say that's pretty close to average. So this box, again, really only produced 554 grams of copper, which is about, almost half of what I normally see. There was a ton of zinkins in this lot. Most of the coins that I had ranged from basically 2,000 and up would be the majority of the coins. There was not a lot of copper and certainly not a lot of wheaties. But it was a fun hunt. Finding this treasury seal was definitely fun, getting some foreigns. We did get some wheaties, so we're not going to complain. Thank you again, Enigma. I'm going to drop his link in the bottom. I'm also going to put it, where's my finger at? Boop, up here. So you can, check out his channel if you don't already. I'm sure the majority of you are. Again, I appreciate you guys watching the video. This is only box 2. If you would like to trade, swap, sell, whatever you would for your state, we have, I'm going to put a picture up here that will show what we've got. We've got Florida done. We've got Pennsylvania done. We've got Arkansas on its way. Besides that, the board is open. Please contact me. My email and my P.O. box are in the descriptions. Hit me up. I'd love to do a trade, swap, sell, however you want to handle it. I'm trying to get 1 penny box from each state. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit the bell notification so that way you know when my next video is coming out. and I will catch you on the next hunt.